Welcome. If you're walking through the difficult journey of grief, or maybe you're trying to support someone who is, this is for you. The story of Lazarus in John chapter 11 gives us one of the most honest and comforting pictures of loss in the entire Bible. As a Christian and a licensed counselor, I want to explore this story with you today and highlight what it can teach us about the emotional and spiritual journey of grief. It's a story that has brought me, and many I've worked with, a profound sense of comfort. Let's dive into the scripture. In John chapter 11, Jesus gets the news that his dear friend Lazarus is sick. But by the time Jesus arrives, Lazarus has already died and been in the tomb for 4 days. When Jesus sees Lazarus' sister Mary and all the others weeping, the Bible gives us its shortest verse, but one of its most powerful. Jesus wept. Think about that for a moment. Jesus, who is God, wept. This is where the spiritual reflection gets so powerful. Jesus knew what was about to happen. He knew he was going to raise Lazarus from the dead. He knew the story wasn't over. And yet, he still stopped. He entered into the raw, unfiltered grief of that moment with his friends. This tells us something absolutely essential about God's heart toward our pain. Grief is not a sign of weak faith. It's not something to be ashamed of or rushed through. Grief is a deeply human response that God Himself honors and even joins us in. Your tears are not a problem to be solved. They are a language God understands. From a mental health perspective, this story is incredibly insightful. It mirrors so many truths we see every day in counseling. First, grief is not linear. Notice how Mary and Martha, the two sisters, respond differently. Martha goes out to meet Jesus, full of questions and conversation. Mary stays behind at the house, overwhelmed, until she is called for. There is no right or wrong way to grieve. People process loss in their own unique ways, at their own pace, and that is completely normal. Second, grief brings questions. Both sisters say the exact same thing to Jesus. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. This is the language of grief. It's the what ifs, the if onlys, and the profound whys that echo in our hearts after a loss. These questions are not a sign of disrespect or doubt. They are an honest part of wrestling with a reality we didn't want and can't understand. Third, grief needs presence, not platitudes. What did Jesus do when he saw their pain? He didn't offer a quick fix. He didn't say, "Don't cry," or "You should have more faith," or "It'll all be okay." He simply wept with them. In the world of therapy, we call this attuned presence. It's the powerful act of being with someone in their pain without trying to fix it, judge it, or rush them out of it. It's one of the most healing gifts we can offer another person. Fourth, grief affects the body. The original Greek text says Jesus was deeply moved and troubled. These words imply a strong, physical, gut-wrenching reaction. Grief isn't just in your head or your heart. It's an embodied experience. It can show up as exhaustion, aches, tightness in your chest, or a pit in your stomach. It's a whole person experience. And finally, hope and grief can coexist. Jesus knew resurrection was coming, but he didn't skip the mourning. He honored the sorrow of the present moment. In therapy, we sometimes call this dual awareness, the ability to hold both the pain of the present and the hope for the future at the same time. You can be heartbroken and still have hope. One does not cancel out the other. So, when we integrate our faith and our understanding of mental health, the story of Lazarus teaches us that our grief is sacred. God meets us right there in our tears. Our questions are a valid part of the process. Community and shared sorrow are vital. Healing takes time. And hope doesn't erase the pain, but it gives us the strength to carry it. This is the very framework we often use in counseling. First, we acknowledge the loss. Then, we allow ourselves to feel the emotions. We express them, connect with others, remember our loved one, and slowly begin to rebuild. I want to invite you to try a small, practical exercise right now. Take a moment to reflect. What loss are you currently grieving? It could be a person, a dream, a job, or a season of life. What emotions have you been holding back, maybe trying to be strong? Who is a safe person in your life that you could share this with? And where, in all of this, do you sense God meeting you in your pain? After you've thought about that, just take one slow, deep breath. And on the exhale, give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up, without any judgment. The beautiful truth of the Lazarus story is that Jesus doesn't rush us through grief. He doesn't stand at the finish line telling us to hurry up. He gets down in the valley with us, sits with us, cries with us, and then gently walks with us toward healing and new life. If this message encouraged you today, I'd love for you to subscribe and stay connected. We'll be exploring more of these powerful intersections of scripture and mental health together. Thank you for watching.